Hey Parker, it's June 24th. So first off, I'm gonna say that applied mathematics is at least science-y enough to be included in Science Week. I think you can argue that just about anything is science enough to be included in Science Week. For example, I'm gonna talk about something so near and dear to my heart. It's beautiful, it's amazing. I am talking about boy bands. You can probably tell right there, well maybe you can't tell, but right there is a poster of the popular boy pop punk band 5 Seconds of Summer. And I'm not just talking about One Direction and 5 Seconds of Summer, I'm talking about all the boy bands. For example, Beatles, it really started with Beatles. Elvis, even though he wasn't really a boy band. 5 Seconds of Summer, One Direction, and then you can argue like other bands. You can even argue that it's female artists as well now. But all of these people have one thing in common. They drive teenage girls to screaming fits of pure joy. I'm not gonna lie, I myself have experienced this phenomena a lot. I love my bands. I love them so much. And this is like such a widespread thing that there are sociologists and psychologists who've done research on this. And we're gonna break down some of the research that they have compiled. They don't really know why we scream at boy bands. Some people think it's sort of like a way to establish, like, we're a group. For example, the same way that, like, instead by screaming, they're showing that, like, yeah, I love this thing as much as you and you and you and everyone in this crowd. Some people also think that, like, this is caused by, like, the idea of screaming saying, like, hey, over here, like, look at me. And that could definitely be a possibility, considering how rabid fangirls get. There's also the idea that, especially back in, like, when were the Beatles around? 60s? Girls were expected to be, like, you know, pure and modest and proper. And going to a concert where you didn't have to be proper and modest, at the very least not in your actions, was very freeing, and screaming was like a way to get that emotion out. I've seen it often like into the way some men cry when their sports team lose. Hordes of screaming girls would not necessarily be accepted in in any society, not one I know of at least. The same way that men crying is often seen as like signs of weakness. Like, these venues act as like socially acceptable places for people to express emotions that we can't typically express. Also, have you, like, seen the pictures of things fangirls do? Like, there was a case where a girl tried to, like, ship herself to the Beatles, right? But, like, the pictures look like things out of Zombie Apocalypse. It's, like, just Google Beatlemania, and, like, it's, like, fangirls are crazy. For example, one quote I like detailing this: in their day-to-day, non-concert going lives, girls don't have a lot of permission to scream. A concert offers an oasis from the daily rules about being good girls. Screaming is about letting go and leaving the confines of being the self-conscious pleaser. There's also the idea that, like, somehow this idea of young girls screaming at the top of their lungs at rock concerts and pop concerts is just, like, it's what's expected now, so that's just what you do, and I will content myself in saying that this is definitely a part of it. I went to a concert, everyone around me was screaming, I started screaming in joy as well. But in the end, we really don't know why. It's just a weird phenomena that happens, and it's probably gonna keep happening as long as we have boy bands and single men and women. It happens a lot with women too, like Taylor Swift and Miley Cyrus. Like, let's be serious. Girls like girls too. And so, Parker, this is just a thing because I am thinking about concerts, and because it's summertime, it's concert season. I love science, even though I typically go into softer sciences. Like, as you can tell, we've done 2 topics on sociology for me, so that's just how it goes. I will see you tomorrow, Parker. DFTBA. Bye.